Only a couple of kilometres out of Laura now. Looks like I'm going to finish the day the same way I started, on a rail trail. Nice flat and level at least. By the time I get there it would have been an 80 kilometre day, and thankfully I've still got some juice left in the battery. You've got to manage it really well if you want anything in it at the end of the day when you might need it most. Yeah, and sometimes the first 20 kilometres of the day might be without any assist, and that's okay. Right, morning of day 7. Very pleasant stay overnight here in Laura. Big shout out to the bloke who runs the place there. It's a community caravan park, so it's owned by the community, but the bloke who's managing it obviously takes pride in his work, so yeah, very pleasant evening. Today should be an easy day. It's going to be a short day for different reasons, I'll explain later. And apparently in a couple of days' time they're going to experience a heat wave around the area, so I might have to come up with a strategy as to avoid that. Yeah, as I said earlier, this is day 7 for me. When I was doing my research, it seemed that a lot of riders were doing it in 7 to 9 days. I had no intention of doing it that quickly. I reckon, to enjoy it, probably need 2.5 weeks, and that's probably the time frame that I'm looking at. I've got to remind myself often that, you're on holiday, you might as well enjoy it. So yeah, to do it in 7 or 9 days, that'd be a big ask. Blokes obviously do it, I guess, for the challenge. But I'm not about challenges much anymore. Well, it's late autumn here at the moment, and I guess it must be harvesting season. There's nothing but farmland for as far as the eye can see around here. Alright, there's the trail marker there telling me to go up that road. I'm actually going to leave the Mawson trail here. I'm going to continue straight down Range Road and head to a town that's off the route, off the trail, called Jamestown. I'm the blue dot that you see there. So yeah, I'm going to leave the trail here. The reason for that is further up the trail there's I don't know, there's some sort of thing called caltrop, I think it is, and it's a prickle. It's going to cause a lot of problems with punctured tyres from what I've read. It's a seasonal thing, and I think because of the dry weather they're probably going to cause me some issues. So I'm going to leave the trail here, go to Jamestown. I'll stay there for the night and bypass this section tomorrow. Well, welcome to Jamestown, birthplace of R.M. Williams. A lot of people in Australia would have heard that name, and I don't know whether that is now an international brand, but yeah, the birthplace of R.M. Williams. Might find a place for a cup of coffee first, and then go and find the caravan park. Right, morning of day 8. I'll tell you what, I've been blessed with good weather. A little bit warm, but no rain. A little bit overcast on a couple of days, but no, I have been lucky. But today, going to Spalding initially on the blacktop to avoid that area that's plagued with those, I think the locals call them three-corner jacks. A nasty piece of work they are. So yeah, I'll make it to Spalding on the asphalt. It's about 34 kilometres. I've got to try and be careful using the battery power, because this afternoon could be a little bit gnarly. I'm going to see if I can top up the battery at Spalding. Spalding's not suitable for me as far as camping goes, for different reasons. Yeah, hopefully I'll be there in about an hour and a half. Patch of green over there in a paddock. I don't know whether it wouldn't be a new crop, not yet, too early for that. The Bundaleer Forest, that's the area in particular that has got those three-corner jacks. So that's the area that I'm avoiding. Come over to say hello, but I don't speak llama. All I've ever seen for the last 2 days is this stuff. About time I figured out what it was. I think it's wheat. Well, that there is part of the Bundaleer Channel. Goes for hundreds of kilometres, built many years ago in an attempt to get irrigation water to service some of the smaller towns down this way, relying on gravity. I think they used it for many years. I don't know where they source their water from now. Alright, I'm approaching Spalding. There ain't much here at all, is my understanding. There's a pub that's open sometimes, there's a shop that's open sometimes. There's no caravan park. Apparently they allow people to stay at the showground. I'm going to go and check that out because I'm curious. I was going to stay here, but I've since thought about it and made some other arrangements. So we'll go and check out the showground. I believe you don't have access to showers or anything like that, so we'll have a look, eh? That's what I was looking for. There's a power point there. There's water there. Yeah, they reckon you can shower at the pub. You know, you pay a few bucks, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think I've used much battery to get here at all, but I'll put it on charge, then I'll go and walk into town, and maybe get a cup of coffee and a bite to eat, and come back and come up with a plan for the afternoon. Yeah, I'm standing on the main street looking for any signs of life. There's a place up there that looks like it's the general store, the fuel reseller. I don't know where the pub is. Anyway, I'll go up there and get a cup of coffee. G'day mate, this must be the centre of town, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I was having something to eat, bumped into the two blokes were on the bus with me on the way to Blinman. I was surprised to catch them, but I've been taking a couple of shortcuts, so maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. Yeah, I'm certainly going to be sticking to the trail from here, and they're going to be staying at Hallett alongside Hallet as well this evening, so I'll probably bump into them. Alright, 44 kilometres via the trail to Hallett or Hallett, however you pronounce it. It's going to get warm again later today. I want to be clear of the track by early afternoon, I think. You're just so exposed. There's no respite at all anywhere. I've just climbed a massive hill. E-bike or no e-bike, it's still tough. I think I've said that before. I've pulled up in some shade, the only tree I could find. I think I'm at the highest point for this particular section of the trail. But the Heason track and the Mawson track cross paths again here, and this is what they provide for those guys doing the Heason track. You actually climb over here, and then it follows up that fence line up through there. So yeah, just another example where the two paths cross. According to this, I don't know where I am. I don't know. Wind farm, somewhere there maybe? I don't know. heel low, but
Yeah.
e-bike or no e-bike,
Yeah.
it still hurts.
Yep. Hey, how are you? You on the Mawson?
I've seen more people in the last 4 or 5 hours than I have in the last 4 or 5 days. There's 2 blokes behind me.
Okay. There's another guy with me. He's just gone on ahead. Another trike.
I admire your determination, mate.
Oh shit, coming up that one.
Yeah, I bet. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You got bigger gonads than me.
How are you?
I'm all right, you?
Yeah, alright.
Oh.
So we
Hallett's population could increase by about 5 this evening. Those 2 blokes and the recumbent are staying there as well, I think. I guess we'll see. Alright, I've come to a junction. Had I turned left, that would take me into Hallett, the town. It's only tiny. But there is there's a restored train station here that cyclists and walkers are permitted to use. So I might go and check that out and see what facilities are provided there. Yeah, the biggest thing, of course, is whether there's power here or not. Tell you what, if you are struggling because of the heat or the cold, this looks like it could be a good option. Looks like it's got most everything you would need, except in my case, I need power. Well, unfortunately, there's no power there. Obviously need electricity to not only charge the bike, but my drone batteries and camera batteries and stuff like that. So I'll go into town. I believe there's a campground behind the pub with showers and toilets. I'll see what that's like. Failing that, we'll just book a room in the pub, I guess. Campsite 200 metres. Well, this will be interesting. There's a sign there saying campground this way. And this is the same reason I didn't stay at Spalding. It had very, very limited facilities. I'm sort of self-contained, although when it comes to cooking I didn't bring a lot of gear with me. So it could be a pub meal tonight, I think. Right, there's There's a notice on the door saying ring this number. $10 a night for access to the showers and toilets. Apparently the pub's closed all week. Don't know why. So could be a dry night tonight. I'll go back to the general store, see what they've got in the line of food there that I can prepare. I mean, I've got the ability to boil water, so maybe it's going to be noodles tonight and for breakfast. Anyway, we'll wait till this lady arrives. Geez, I wouldn't want to play a game of footy on their oval. Although I've seen ovals out back where they're just playing in red dirt. Anyway, I'll give her a few minutes. We'll take it from there. Yeah, right. Yeah, $10. She asked if I wanted access to power. Now, I just told her, oh, look, just to recharge drone batteries and camera gear. She said, oh, I'll use the power point that's in the change room, you know. The other blokes who have rolled up on their recumbents, one is an E-recumbent. They've paid an extra $10 to get access to a power point. Anyway, I'm going to go in town and get a cup of coffee, support local business, have a look at the general store. Pub's closed, but I've got a strategy. Well, there's the pub. It's closed for a week. Apparently the guy's gone to Streaky Bay. Nice place, Streaky Bay. I'm in Hallett, and they've even, I think this area around here, if it gets wet, the bikes get covered in mud. And so, yeah, they've even got a bike washdown point here. I mean, some of these communities, I guess, rely on some of that through traffic of the Hasten track and the Mawson trail, and I guess it's good for local business. But yeah, it's good that people go out of the way to supply this sort of stuff. This is the campground here at the showground or whatever it is. So yeah, it's pretty rough. I'll be sleeping indoors, I think. Well, me personally, I've pretty much taken over the place. There's 5 of us here tonight. The 2 guys on the recumbents, the other 2 blokes who I met earlier today, one of which I caught the bus up with days ago, and then there's me, and they've all set up their tents and camping outside, and that's fine, but I thought, you know, if I don't have to put up my tent for a night, then I'll do that. So these are obviously the change rooms. I figure if you've got hanging space, use it. One of the other guys is riding a recumbent, which is an e-bike version, so he's charging up his battery. I've got deer and ice in there. There's a couple of showers. And the bike is comfortably, my bike, Trevor's bike, is comfortably charging in the visitors' change room. So for $10, I think I've got my money's worth. Tomorrow's going to be a scorcher. They reckon 39 degrees locally. Oh, so I'll leave, I don't know, 7:30. I'd like to get to Borough. Initially I'll hit the trail, but I might make some changes during the day, I think, because you'd want to be off the road by about 1 o'clock. And I think it's supposed to be 85 kilometres if you stick to the trail. So I'll start on the trail, I'll take a couple of bypasses, and hopefully pull in the Borough about, maybe 1 o'clock.